The silver spacecraft landed softly on the grass outside the United Nations building in New York. Its smooth surface reflected the morning sun, drawing gasps from the crowd of reporters and officials who had gathered to witness humanity's first contact with alien life. Ambassador Dewar stepped out of the ship, his blue-tinted skin shimmering under Earth sunlight. He blinked his large eyes, adjusting to the brightness. 2 more Rhenians followed him, each carrying data tablets and wearing the same peaceful expression that was typical of their species. UN Representative Han Sol stood at the bottom of the ship's ramp, trying to keep her hands steady. This was the moment humanity had waited for, proof that they weren't alone in the universe. She had practiced the greeting 100 times, but nothing could have prepared her for the gentle warmth that radiated from the aliens. "Welcome to Earth," Han Sol said, bowing slightly. "We are honored by your presence." Dewar smiled, revealing pearl-white teeth that looked surprisingly similar to human ones. "The honor is ours. We have watched your world for some time, deciding when to make contact." The meeting moved inside the UN building, where a private room had been prepared. Everything went smoothly until Dewar's assistant began reviewing Earth's historical data on a floating hologram. The assistant's skin suddenly turned pale gray, a sign of distress among Rhenians. "Ambassador, I think there's been a terrible mistake," he whispered, but in the quiet room, everyone heard him. Dewar looked at the data, and his skin also changed color. You run? For fun?" Han Sol blinked in confusion. "Yes, we have many sports. Running is quite popular. We even have something called marathons, where people run for 42 kilometers. The Rhenians moved back slightly in their chairs. Dewar's voice trembled as he spoke. "And your medical procedures? You cut open bodies and repair them from the inside? That's called surgery," Han Sol explained. "It saves millions of lives every year." "Lives?" Dewar stood up suddenly. "Your species regularly survives things that would kill most intelligent life forms. You can run until other creatures collapse. You can lose large amounts of blood and survive. Your bones can break and heal. Your skin repairs itself. You eat plants that would poison others, and you do all this voluntarily?" Han Sol felt the mood in the room shift. "Is that unusual?" "Unusual?" Dewar's translator seemed to struggle with expressing his emotion. "Your entire species fits the galactic classification of a killer species. We thought the data was wrong. We thought your entertainment videos called action movies were just fantasy. But you actually do these things?" The human officials in the room exchanged confused looks. Han Sol tried to salvage the situation. "I assure you, we are a peaceful species. Yes, we evolved as persistence hunters, but we've built a civilization based on cooperation and..." "Persistence hunters?" The second Rhenian assistant's skin was now almost white. "You chased prey until it died of exhaustion. For food? That was thousands of years ago," Han Sol said quickly. "We've evolved beyond that." Dewar raised his hand, and a force field suddenly appeared between the Rhenians and humans. "Evolved beyond it? Your Olympic Games are next month. We saw the advertisements. You still celebrate running, swimming, fighting. Activities that would kill most species." The first contact was falling apart. Han Sol could see it slipping away. "Please, let us explain. These abilities, they're not just for hunting or fighting. We use them to help others, to save lives, to save lives by cutting people open." Dewar shuddered. "We need to report this to the Galactic Council. A killer species with space travel capability. This changes everything." As the Rhenians hurried back to their ship, Han Sol stood in the conference room, surrounded by stunned human officials. None of them had expected that humanity's greatest achievements, their resilience, their medical advances, their athletic abilities, would be seen as marks of a killer species. They didn't know it yet, but these same traits that terrified the Rhenians would soon make humanity the galaxy's last hope for survival. 3 months after the disastrous first contact, Captain G1 sat in her office at the Korean Space Force headquarters, watching alien distress signals flash across her screens. Each light represented another peaceful world under attack by the mysterious Void Collective. "Play the latest message again," she ordered her computer. The holographic display flickered to life, showing a terrified Rhenian colony leader. They came from nowhere. The colony leader's blue skin had turned almost white with fear. "Our shields didn't stop them. We don't know how to fight. Please, anyone who can hear this," the message cut off in static. G1 leaned back in her chair, running her fingers through her short black hair. The Void Collective had appeared 2 weeks ago, attacking the most peaceful species first. The Rhenians and their allies had amazing technology ships that could bend space, weapons that could disintegrate matter, shields that could stop meteors, but they had never evolved to fight. They didn't have the instinct for it. Her computer beeped with an incoming call. It was Du-ha, the same ambassador who had run away from Earth 3 months ago. His face looked tired and scared. "Captain G1," he said, his voice shaking. "I know we didn't part well with Earth, but we need help." G1 nodded calmly. "Tell me what's happening out there." "The Void Collective, they're unlike anything we've seen. They don't talk. They don't negotiate. They just—" Du-ha's skin rippled with color. "They just keep coming. We shoot at them, but we don't know how to aim properly. We have the best ships in the galaxy, but we don't know how to use them as weapons." "Because your species never evolved to fight," G1 said softly. "No, we evolved to run away and hide. All the peaceful species did." Du-ha looked down. "We thought we were so advanced because we had moved past violence. But now," a new alarm flashed on G1's screen. Another Rhenian colony had gone dark. "How many colonies have you lost?" she asked. 17 in the past week. Our people. We feel pain if we try to hurt others. We can't even think about strategy without getting sick. The Void Collective knows this. They know we can't fight back." G1 stood up and walked to her window, looking out at the new spaceships Earth had built using technology traded with other species before the Void Collective appeared. "What about your other allies?" "The Meadow people can only float away from danger. The crystal beings shut down if they sense violent intent." "The Star Dancers." Du-ha's voice broke. "They tried to sing the Void Collective into peace. An entire planet of them was destroyed yesterday." G1 turned back to the screen. "But you remember why you called us killers, don't you? We can fight. We can run toward danger instead of away from it. We can think about strategy without getting sick. We can ignore pain." "Yes," Du-ha whispered. "The very things that terrified us about humans. They're exactly what we need now." G1 pressed a button on her desk, sending an alert to Earth's military command. "How fast can you get to Earth? Our leaders need to hear what's happening directly from you." "I'm already on my way," Du-ha said. "And, Captain, thank you. We were wrong about humans. We called you killers, but we never considered that sometimes the ability to fight isn't about killing at all." "No," G1 agreed, watching more distress signals appear on her screen. "Sometimes it's about protecting those who can't fight for themselves." As Du-ha's ship raced toward Earth, G1 began drafting plans. Humanity's first interstellar war was about to begin, and their so-called killer instincts might be the only thing standing between peaceful species and total destruction. The Galactic Council chamber was bigger than any room Liu Yang had ever seen. The military strategist stood in the center, surrounded by representatives from 50 peaceful species. Most of them kept their distance from him, as if being a human was catching. Council leader Yo Jin, a tall figure with crystal-like skin, spoke first. You say you have a plan to stop the Void Collective. Yes, Yang said, keeping his voice steady. He touched a button on his wrist computer, and a hologram appeared above the floor. In the past month, they have destroyed 32 colonies. But they follow a pattern. The alien council members watched as red dots appeared on the map, showing each attack. Yang continued, "Humans are good at seeing patterns. We evolved to track prey this way. The Void Collective always attacks the most peaceful settlements first. They avoid any place that shows signs of fighting back. Like hunters picking easy targets," Dua said from his seat. His skin had gotten some color back since arriving on Earth, but he still looked worried. "Exactly," Yang nodded. "So here's what we do. We put small teams of human soldiers on each peaceful world. When the Void Collective attacks, they'll find more than helpless victims." The chamber erupted in scared whispers. Council leader Yo Jin's crystal body flickered with doubt. "You want us to bring human warriors to our homes? The same humans who enjoy watching fighting for fun?" "Those same humans," Yang said firmly, "who would die to protect innocent people. You've seen our movies. Yes, we fight, but how many of those stories are about protecting others?" He pressed another button, and the hologram changed to show human soldiers in their new space armor. The suits were built using alien technology, but designed for human endurance. "These suits," he explained, "can handle our running speed. We can chase the Void Collective ships like our ancestors chase prey. The weapons use your technology, but with our aim and instincts. We've been training for weeks." A small alien who looked like a floating cloud spoke up. "But you'll hurt them. You'll kill them. To save your people," Yang said quietly. "Yes, we will fight. Yes, we will hurt them. Because if we don't, there will be no more peaceful species left in the galaxy." Dua floated to the center of the room to stand beside Yang. "I have seen Earth. I was afraid of them at first. But I've also seen how they care for their sick, how they run into burning buildings to save strangers, how they dive into rough seas to rescue people. Their ability to fight doesn't make them evil, it makes them able to protect." The chamber went quiet. Council leader Yo Jin's crystal form sparkled as she thought. Finally, she asked, "How many human soldiers are ready?" 2,000, Yang answered. "All volunteers. All trained to work with your people and respect your ways. They know they're not there to conquer or control, just to defend." Suddenly, every emergency light in the chamber started flashing red. A voice rang out, "The Void Collective has attacked the Crystal Being homeworld. 50 ships approaching." Yo Jin's body trembled. The Crystal Beings were her people. She looked at Yang, her fear obvious. "How fast can your soldiers get there?" Yang smiled. "Ma'am, they're already on their way. We knew this was coming. Human ships launched the moment we spotted the Void Collective's pattern heading toward your world." The council members stared at him in shock. Dua's skin turned a bright, hopeful blue. "You see?" he said to his fellow council members. "This is why we need them. They don't just know how to fight, they know how to protect." As the council rushed to approve the human defense plan, Yang sent a message to the human ships heading toward Crystal Being space. "Operation Guardian Angel is go. Show them what humans fight for." Commander Sun Mai stood at the front of her ship's bridge, watching the Void Collective's black ships approach the Crystal Being colony. Her team of 50 human soldiers was spread out across the crystal cities below, hidden and waiting. "Remember," she spoke into her helmet radio, "we're not just soldiers today. We're guardians. These people have never seen real fighting. Don't scare them more than necessary." The crystal buildings sparkled under the triple suns, making the whole city look like a giant diamond. The local crystal beings had hidden themselves underground, their bodies dim with fear. Only Dua remained on the surface, standing beside Sunmi as their link to the peaceful species. They're starting their attack pattern, Dewar said, his voice shaking. Just like the other colonies. Sunmi smiled beneath her helmet. Not like the other colonies. This time, we're here. She pressed her radio button. All teams, go dark until my signal. Let them think they've found another easy target. The first Void Collective ship landed, its black surface eating all light that touched it. Others followed, spreading out across the Crystal City. Dark figures poured out, moving like liquid shadows. Now, Sunmi whispered into her radio. 50 powered armor suits burst from hiding places around the city. The aliens had never seen humans run at full speed before. In their powered armor, the soldiers moved so fast they were almost blurs. Impossible. One of the Void Collective soldiers screamed. It was the first time anyone had heard them speak. Organic life forms cannot move that fast. Sunmi jumped down from her building, her armor letting her fall 30 stories without harm. She landed behind 2 shadow figures and knocked them out with quick strikes. Humans can, she said. Around the city, her soldiers showed what humans could do. They ran for hours without stopping, chasing down the shadow beings who tried to escape. They ignored injuries that would have stopped other species, fighting on even when hurt. They worked together in teams, using hand signals and battle plans they had practiced for weeks. Dewar watched from his safe position, his skin changing colors with excitement. They're actually winning, he said in wonder. The Void Collective soldiers began to retreat to their ships. They had never failed before. They had never met victims who fought back like this. Don't let them escape, Sunmi ordered. If they get away, they'll just attack another colony. Her soldiers ran even faster, their powered armor pushing the limits of human endurance. They grabbed onto the black ships, planting devices that would stop them from jumping into space. One Void Collective commander faced Sunmi directly. "What are you?" it asked, its voice full of fear. "We're human," she answered, as her team surrounded the last ship. "And we protect those who can't protect themselves." When the battle was over, the crystal beings came out of hiding. They watched in amazement as the human soldiers helped each other with injuries, checked on damaged buildings, and made sure all the shadow beings were properly contained. "I don't understand," one crystal being said to Duha. "They were so violent in battle, but now they're so." "That's what makes humans special," Duha explained, watching Sunmi help a young crystal being who had been scared by the fighting. "They can be both. They're strong enough to fight our enemies, but gentle enough to remember why they're fighting." Sunmi sent her victory report to Earth with a simple message: first defense successful. The Void Collective can be beaten. And now they know that the peaceful worlds aren't defenseless anymore. They have humanity watching over them. As the crystal beings celebrated around them, Sunmi's soldiers began preparing for their next mission. The galaxy was learning that sometimes it takes a species everyone called killers to be the perfect guardians of peace. Science Officer Harjun stared at the captured Void Collective soldier through the energy field of its prison cell. Unlike the peaceful aliens who were made of crystals, clouds, or had blue skin, this creature looked like moving darkness. Its surface rippled like black water. "Why do you attack peaceful worlds?" he asked for the 100th time. The creature had been silent since its capture at the crystal being colony. Harjun checked his instruments again. They showed something strange. The being wasn't made of normal matter like humans or the other aliens. It was made of something else, something like living silicon. "You're not organic at all, are you?" he said softly. "You're a different kind of life." The creature moved closer to the energy field. "You understand?" Its voice sounded like rocks grinding together. "I'm starting to," Heijun said. He pulled up images on his tablet. "See these? They're scans of different species. The Rinians, the crystal beings, the cloud people, they're all organic. Made of cells like humans. But you're not. Organic life is weak, the creature said. It breaks. It dies. Ha-Jun smiled. But it heals. It adapts. It survives. That's what you don't understand, isn't it? You've never seen anything like humans before. He pressed some buttons and showed the creature a video of human wounds healing over time. The creature moved back, as if shocked. Impossible, it said. Damage cannot be repaired. For your kind, maybe not, Ha-Jun said, but organic life repairs itself all the time. Humans, especially. We break bones, they grow back stronger. We cut ourselves, new skin grows. We get sick, our bodies fight back. The creature watched the videos with what seemed like fascination. This is why you don't die when we hurt you? Why you keep fighting? Partly, Ha-Jun said. But there's more. We also have something you don't seem to have: emotions. Feelings. We fight harder when we're protecting others. We ignore pain when someone needs our help. We keep going even when we're tired because we care about each other. He showed more videos, human soldiers helping injured crystal beings, sharing food with Rinian children, rebuilding damaged homes. Your kind attacks peaceful worlds because you think they're weak. Ha-Jun continued. You don't understand that choosing peace isn't the same as being weak. The Rinians could build weapons, but they choose not to. The crystal beings could use their technology to hurt others, but they don't want to. The creature moved in what might have been confusion. Then they are foolish. The galaxy is dangerous. No, Ha-Jun said firmly. They're advanced. Evolved. They've moved past the need for violence. But that doesn't mean they should be defenseless. That's why humans are here, to protect their choice to be peaceful. He typed his findings into his computer as he talked. Your kind never evolved like we did. You can't heal, so you don't understand recovery. You can't feel emotions, so you don't understand friendship or love or the need to protect others. You attack because you think the peaceful species are weak, but you never considered they might have guardians. The creature was silent for a long time. Finally it said, "You are not what we thought. We believed all organic life was the same." Ha-Jun sent his report to command. Void Collective confirmed as silicon-based life forms. They don't understand organic healing or emotions. They attack peaceful worlds because they can't comprehend choosing peace when you're strong enough to fight. Recommend showing them that humanity's strength comes from protecting others, not just from our ability to heal and fight. As he finished his report, Ha-Jun looked at the creature again. Maybe we can teach your kind something too, that true strength isn't about who you can hurt, but who you choose to protect. General Min-Su stood in the Combined Fleet's command center, surrounded by screens showing thousands of ships. After 6 months of fighting, they had finally found the Void Collective's home system, a cluster of dead stars, where the silicon beings had evolved. All ships report ready, his assistant said. Around him, representatives from every peaceful species watched and waited. This was the largest fleet ever gathered in the galaxy's history. Min-Su looked at the battle plan one more time. Send the message to all ships. Operation Final Guardian is go. The human ships led the way, their engines glowing bright against the darkness of space. Behind them, ships from 50 peaceful species followed. The peaceful aliens couldn't fight, but they could fly ships, create shields, and power weapons. With humans handling the combat, they made perfect support teams. Void Collective ships approaching, someone called out. 10,000 of them. Min-Su smiled. Just as we expected. They still think they can scare us with numbers. He pressed his command button. All ships, remember your training. Humans handle the fighting. Our alien friends handle the tech. Together, we're stronger than they are. The battle began. Human soldiers in powered armor jumped between ships in space, their suits protecting them from the vacuum. The Void Collective hadn't known that humans could survive in space for short periods. They were shocked when human soldiers landed on their ships and broke in through the hulls. "Crystal being ships, power up the shield network," Min-Su ordered. The crystal ships formed a huge circle, creating shields that human ships could hide behind while they fought. Rhenian vessels, ready the healing beams. The Rhenian ships used their medical technology to repair damaged human ships and heal injured soldiers, letting them get back into the fight quickly. Cloud People's squadrons released the fog. The Cloud People's ships released special gas that confused the Void Collective's sensors, making it harder for them to fight back. In the middle of the battle, Min-Su received an urgent message. The Void Collective's leader wanted to talk. He opened the communication channel, and a large shadow figure appeared on his screen. "Why do you protect them?" the leader asked. "The peaceful ones who cannot fight." Min-Su stood tall. "Because that's what humans do. We protect those who need protection. We fight so others don't have to." "But you could rule them," the leader said. "You are stronger." "Being strong doesn't mean you should rule," Min-Su replied. "It means you have a duty to protect. Look around. You see how we work together. Humans fight, yes, but our peaceful friends give us the tools and support to fight better. We're not ruling them. We're helping each other." The Void Collective leader was quiet for a long time. Finally, it said, "We have never seen anything like this. Species working together, using different strengths." "Then learn from it," Min-Su said. "Join us. Use your strength to protect, not destroy. The galaxy is big enough for all kinds of life." The shadow being seemed to shift and change. Perhaps we have been wrong. We thought peace meant weakness. But seeing humans fight so hard to protect peace, that's the strongest kind of fighting there is," Min-Su said. "Fighting for others, not for yourself." Slowly, across the battlefield, the Void Collective ships began to power down their weapons. The leader spoke again. "We will consider your words. We have much to learn about strength and about protection." As the battle ended without more fighting, Min-Su looked around at his mixed crew of humans and peaceful aliens. Together, they had shown the galaxy that being strong enough to fight didn't mean you had to be violent. Sometimes, the strongest thing you could do was protect others. 1 year after the final battle, Ambassador Dua stood once again in the United Nations building on Earth. This time, he wasn't afraid. He smiled as he looked at the mixed crowd of humans and aliens filling the Great Hall. "My friends," he began, his blue skin glowing with happiness, "today we change how we see humanity forever. No longer will humans be classified as a killer species in our records. Today, we give them a new title, the Guardian Species." The hall erupted in cheers. Humans and aliens stood together, celebrating. Even a few Void Collective representatives were there, their dark forms no longer threatening, but curious and learning. UN Representative Han Sol walked to the podium next to Du-Ha. She remembered their first meeting in this same room, when the aliens had run away in fear. Now everything was different. "1 year ago," she said, "we learned that what makes humans different also makes us valuable. Our strength, our ability to heal, our fighting skills, these things scared you at first. But they also saved you." She pointed to the new peace treaty on the screen behind her. "This agreement creates the first human guardian force. Our soldiers will protect peaceful worlds that choose not to fight. But more importantly, we will teach others that being strong doesn't mean you have to be violent." In the audience, Captain G1 sat with Commander Sun Mi and General Min-Su. They wore new uniforms with a special symbol, a human hand protecting a galaxy of stars. "The Void Collective taught us something too," Han Sol continued. "They showed us that different kinds of life need to understand each other. They thought peace meant weakness because they couldn't understand how we heal or feel emotions. Now they're learning just as we're learning from our peaceful friends. She turned to where Science Officer Ha-Jun was working with a group of Void Collective scientists. They were studying how to help silicon-based life forms understand organic emotions better. Our peaceful friends have also taught us valuable lessons, Han Sol said. The Rinians showed us how to heal better. The crystal beings taught us new ways to use energy. The cloud people shared their wisdom about moving quietly through space. Together, we're all becoming stronger. Du has stepped forward again. When we first met humans, we only saw the killer instincts. We didn't see how those same instincts made them run into burning buildings to save strangers. How they would fight to protect the weak. How they would use their strength to help others. He pressed a button, and a new section of the peace treaty appeared. That's why today, Earth becomes the official home of the Galactic Guardian Academy. Here, humans will train with peaceful species. Humans will learn gentleness from us, and we will learn bravery from them. The crowd cheered again. In the back of the room, Yang watched a group of young human soldiers talking with alien students. Some were showing the aliens how to bandage wounds. Others were learning alien meditation techniques. And so, Dua concluded, we say thank you to the humans. You scared us once with your killer instincts. But those same instincts, guided by your hearts, made you the perfect guardians. You showed us that true strength isn't about having the power to hurt others. It's about having the power to protect them. As the ceremony ended, humans and aliens walked out together into the sunny day. Above them, ships from 100 worlds flew peacefully in Earth's sky. The galaxy had changed. The species everyone called killers had become its greatest protectors, teaching all life forms that strength and peace could exist together, guided by the desire to protect.